Hello. So we're back again doing GRE vocabulary. So we left off with week 2 last time, and I think let's just go through the exercises for this video, and we'll come back with week 3 next time. If you're just tuning in, what we're doing is Barron's 1100 words, and yeah, I gave the GRE once. I got a 324 out of a 340 with a 160 in the verbal and a 164 in the quant. Um, but yeah, that isn't good enough, and I'm trying to give it again. But I'm thinking to give it like a month away, and I'm just trying to learn 5 words a day. And this is me holding myself accountable by recording YouTube videos and putting it out to the world. All right, so yeah, let's get into week two's review, right? So, for a brief list of what we did, week two, we did like laconic, throng, intrepid, accost, reticent, furtive, felon, plethora, hapless, irate, pretext, fabricate, adroit, gesticulate, vigilant, avid, cajole, rudimentary, enhance, nuance. If none of these words make sense to you, then I suggest you go and watch my previous videos, or you sort of Google them up, or you can just listen to my voice. It's really soothing. Haha. I'm also funny sometimes. Um, but yeah, so that's what I suggest you do. All right, so let's go ahead and do this. So intrepid. Okay, so let's start with accost. Accost means to call someone out, right? Uh, so what does accost mean? It's none of these. Coax, no. Share difference, no. Elementary, no. Yeah, I think accost is to greet first. F. So let's put an F here and let's check. And I think checking is really important for the exercises because I can mislead you and that's not going to be good, right? So I think checking holds both of us accountable. All right, that was correct. Adroit means to be skillful. Let's see if you can find skillful. To make greater, no. Clever. Um, yeah, I can't find skillful, so I'd say clever, right? I think we can put adroit in the clever category, but let's just check. Alert, overabundance, courageous. Angry, that's not what adroit means. Irate means to be angry, so that's an I. Basic elementary is basically rudimentary, so that's a K. Courageous is to be intrepid, right? So that's an E. Where's intrepid? I lost it. Right, that's an E. Um, yeah. Um, Let me search. Avid is enthusiastic, so that's a B. But we're gonna check all of this. I'm just trying to find adroit. Though adroit means to be skillful, and there's no skillful. So fabricate is to make up a lie. That's M. This is M. Enhance is to make something greater, so that's a T. Right? But I can't find skillful, which is why I'm unhappy. Gesticulate is to use lively gestures. Yeah, and secretive is what furtive means. But okay, felon is a criminal, so we can get that out of the way as well. Yeah, I'm sorry if this doesn't make sense, but this is how, like, this is the matching thing that you have to do. Um, yeah, okay, so now let's check adroit. I think that's why I went through so many words. Yeah, so adroit is indeed N. So adroit actually means skillful as per, hold on, don't see the other words' meanings. That would just, yeah, just look at the left hand. Yeah, so adroit actually means skillful according to the book. But I mean, yeah, it's also means clever, right? Okay, what does cajole mean? Cajole means to mollify or to, calm someone down, sort of. Yeah, cajole is also some like coaxing and wheedling someone. So that's an S probably. And let's check that. Let's check that. It's always good to check stuff. So cajole is S. Yeah, so I'm right. So yeah, you cajole someone, you coax them, or wheedle is a word I'm not hearing for the first time, but it's definitely not a very common word in the English language. But yeah, that's what when you cajole someone, you sort of like coax them into doing what you want them to do. Enhance is to make something greater, so like enhance my vision or enhance my knowledge. So yeah, that's a T, which is exactly what we written beside enhance. Fabricate is to make something up, which is an M, or to make up a lie. So yeah, that's an M. That's correct. Felon is basically a criminal, so that's a J, and I'm pretty sure, I'm 100% sure this. Oh my god, so I was completely wrong. So felon is actually, oh wait, no, I made a mistake. Yeah, all right. So felon should be J, right? All right. So felon, they said K, which I'm 100% sure is incorrect. So felon is not basic elementary. So I'm 100% sure. I mean, this is anyone who knows English knows this, but yeah, this is what the word felon means. So I think they made a mistake in the solutions there. All right. Furtive means to be secretive. Um, and let me see if I can find secretive somewhere here. Um, yeah, I can't find secretive. So I'll probably go with sly. I think that's a better word. So felon is not K for sure. Felon is not basic or elementary. So that's wrong. But let's see furtive. What is furtive? Yeah, furtive is an R, so that makes sense. Gesticulate is a P to use lively gestures. So that makes sense. I'm curious as to what they put as a criminal then. Hapless. All right. Hapless is either uncommunicative, but nah, that's not hapless. Um, yeah, hapless is basically helpless, sort of. Um, and not a shade of difference. A great number of people know. Yeah, I think hapless is also unlucky. That's another way to describe hapless. You're just unlucky. So I'm pretty sure it's an H. And let's circle that. Otherwise, we're gonna, do that again. So let's check what hapless is. Yeah, it's an H. And that's what we wrote as well. So that makes sense. Intrepid is basically courageous, so that should be an E, and that is an E. That's great. Irate is basically to be angry, and that's an I. And yeah, that makes sense. All right. Laconic is someone who speaks less, right? So yeah, concise, pithy. So it's laconic and reticent are two different words, and yeah, it's basically to speak less or concise or pithy, right? So that's an O. So a lot of professors like you to be laconic. Just tell them the main thing, and just be done with it. You don't like to hear the details. Nuance is basically a very slight difference. It's like a detail, a minor detail, but but it's important to the thing. You know what I mean? So let's search nuance. Nuance, not a great number of people. So throng is a great number of people. That's N, and we're not going to check that because that's correct. Pretext is basically an excuse, so that's a G. We're not going to check that because that's correct. Reticent is to be uncommunicative. We might check that because reticent is not a word you come across every day, even though it's quite common. But yeah, reticent is an A. That makes a lot of sense. Plethora. Plethora is a great number. Overabundance. Yeah, that also makes sense. So we're not going to check this because it's correct. And we're only left with one word, right? Two words. Okay, alert. So a shade of difference is nuance, right? So nuance is a shade of a difference. Not a lot of difference, but it's a shade of difference. All right. And lastly, vigilant is to be alert. So that's a C. So yeah, you can check them on your own time. The the PDF is available. You just search for Barron's 1100 words cafe tris, and you should get a PDF. The first Google search hit. All right, moving on. It's been 8 minutes already, which is like, yeah, these exercises take time. A sword of Damocles is basically any threatening danger, right? We saw how to pronounce the word Damocles, right? A Pyrrhic victory is a victory that is too expensive. So yeah, it's not a victory at all. A wet blanket is a spoiled sport, and to beard the lion is to defy an opponent in his home. Yeah, this is pretty easy. All right. So yeah, now let's do this. Gloria Rogers overslept and then had to sprint to catch the same Greyhound bus that she boarded on the last Thursday of every month. 3-hour uneventful ride, she finally arrived at the bus terminal, where a courtesy van was ready to transport bus passengers to Visitors' Day at Saint Penitentiary. Penitentiary. I think that's how you pronounce the word. Let me Google that real quick. Yeah, I messed up the screen recording. Yeah, it should be fine.
Penitentiary.
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 Penitentiary. All right. So I was just checking what words I did last time. So this is not narcissism, letting you know. Although Gloria had acted casual, she was more than a little nervous. Her boyfriend Art, a convicted felon, is a very natural word. I don't even have to look for this. Had managed to gain admittance to the prison's hospital on the pretext. So let's check what 2 is. 2 is the third day. let's go to our Notion where we've been recording the days. Yeah, so pretext is a very, or it could be fabricate. Let's see how the sentence plays out. To the prison's hospital, on the fabricate of having a gallbladder, pretext is definitely correct. Under her own slacks and bulky sweater, Gloria was wearing a set of clothes that she removed in the hospital bathroom and passed on to Art. He planned to use them after making his escape in the back of the prison ambulance was parked outside his ward. Art had spelled out his escape plan during Gloria's visit, spending an hour trying to coax or cajole. Let's see which one. I think cajole. Yeah, the third word is from the fourth day. And yeah, cajole is coax or cajole. Wow, it's brilliant how they have the same meaning. Cajole her. All that she had to do was appear to have a seizure. Then she would dash a story, so fabricate, obviously. Sorry for the terrible handwriting. I mean, I'm saying the words out loud. While Art, with the smuggled clothes concealed under her, would slip out of the ward during the excitement. Fortunately for the schemers, a dash hospital guard. So vigilant. Vigilant is definitely a very good word here. So third day. Yeah, fabricate we discovered, and vigilant. Yeah, poor guy. He wanted to escape. The vigilant guard caught him. Uh, Vigilant. I feel sorry for Art. His plan was artistic. Sorry for the terrible puns. Yeah, 3 years added to sentence. Gloria was imprisoned. Yeah, that's what you get when you disobey the law. Don't do that, kids. Alright, that brings us to the end. Next video, we're going to do week 3, day 1. Should be fun. Yeah, loath, reprimand, lackluster, caustic, rest. So yeah, I don't know how what this word is at all. So it should be fun. I mean, I'll read up before the video, obviously, but it should be fun. Alright, bye-bye. Have nice time preparing for GRE and doing words.